Imagine this for a moment. You live in the most powerful city on earth. Marble streets, golden temples, and yet, every time footsteps echo behind you, your body tightens with fear. Because the man who rules Rome does not just control laws, he believes he owns your body too. This is not a horror movie. This is Rome under Emperor Caligula. And what he did to the women of Rome was worse than death. Stay with me, because this story is not just about the past. It is a warning, and Stoic thinkers knew exactly why men like this always rise. Caligula came to power young. At first, people loved him. They thought he was charming, funny, and generous. But power reveals the soul, and his soul was empty. He did not rule through wisdom. He ruled through fear, humiliation, and control. For Caligula, women were not people. They were trophies. They were tools. They were proof that no boundary existed he could not cross. If he wanted a woman, her consent did not matter. Her marriage did not matter. Her status did not matter. A senator's wife, a general's daughter, a noblewoman at a dinner table. Caligula would look at her, smile, and that was enough. Imagine sitting at a royal banquet, music playing, wine flowing, your husband beside you, the emperor across the table. Suddenly Caligula orders you to stand. Not tomorrow, not later. Now, everyone knows what that means. No one speaks, no one resists, because resistance meant exile, prison, or death. Sometimes Caligula would take women into private rooms during public feasts, not in secret, not with shame. He wanted everyone to know. He would return afterward and describe their bodies, their reactions, their fear, not in graphic ways, but enough to humiliate them, enough to break their spirit. This was not desire. This was domination, and here is the Stoic lesson already showing itself. A man who cannot control himself will always try to control others. Caligula did not stop there. He treated marriage like a joke. He would force women to marry men he chose, then later take them for himself, then give them back. Imagine being passed around like property. Imagine knowing your life is a game to someone else. Some women were threatened into silence. Others were shamed publicly. Many lived in constant anxiety, never knowing when their name would be called. The worst part was not the physical act. It was the waiting, the uncertainty, the loss of dignity. Stoicism teaches that dignity comes from within. But Caligula understood something dark. If you destroy a person's sense of safety, you weaken their spirit. And that is worse than death. Death ends suffering. Fear stretches it out forever. Caligula even bragged about testing women. He claimed he could tell which women were pure and which were not, as if he was a god, as if he had the right to judge their worth. This kind of talk was sexual, yes, but not intimate, not human. It was cold, mocking, degrading. Stoic philosophers warned about this exact type of man. A man who confuses power with virtue. A man who believes desire makes him strong. In reality, desire made Caligula weak. He could not tolerate rejection. He could not tolerate boundaries. He could not tolerate the idea that another person had autonomy. That is why women suffered first. Because tyrants always attack those they believe cannot fight back. Caligula's cruelty did not stay private. It infected Rome. Men learned that loyalty meant silence. Women learned that survival meant obedience. Trust disappeared. Marriages became unsafe. Homes became places of fear. And when trust dies, society follows. This is where Stoicism becomes deeply relevant. Marcus Aurelius, years later, would write that power without self-control is poison, that a ruler must govern himself before governing others. Caligula never governed himself. Every urge became law. Every fantasy became a command. He even joked about incest. Rumors spread about inappropriate relationships within his own family. Whether fully true or not, the fact that people believed it says everything. When a leader loses moral limits, rumors sound believable. The women of Rome lived in a world where their bodies were political objects. Their privacy did not exist. Their fear was entertainment. And yet, history often reduces this to gossip, scandal, shock value. But let's be clear. This was systematic abuse of power. Stoicism teaches us that true strength is restraint. Caligula showed the opposite. He needed constant stimulation, constant validation, constant proof that he was untouchable. That hunger never ends. Eventually, even terror stops satisfying a tyrant. Caligula's reign did not last long. His own guards killed him, not because they suddenly became moral, but because fear turns inward. A man who humiliates others will eventually humiliate the wrong person. The women of Rome did not get justice. History rarely gives justice to the powerless, but their suffering gives us a lesson. A society that excuses cruelty because it comes from power is already collapsing. Stoicism does not teach us to be emotionless. It teaches us to be responsible with our power, whether that power is political, physical, social, or sexual. If you cannot respect boundaries, you are not strong. You are dangerous. Caligula thought taking women proved his dominance. In reality, it exposed his emptiness. And here is the uncomfortable truth. Caligula did not wake up one day as a monster. He became one because no one stopped him early, because people laughed instead of resisted, because silence felt safer. Stoicism reminds us that courage is not loud. Sometimes it is simply refusing to normalize evil. That lesson matters today, because power still tests people, and how someone treats the vulnerable still reveals who they really are. If this story made you think, share it. If it made you uncomfortable, that's the point. Like the video if you believe power should come with responsibility. Comment your thoughts below. I read everyone. And subscribe if you want more stories that turn ancient wisdom into modern clarity. Because history is not dead, and neither are its warnings.